So Chris Evans played the Human Torch in the 2005 Fox Fantastic Four movie, but he was ultimately redeemed in superhero movie lore by Marvel when he got cast as Captain America. Michael B. Jordan played the Human Torch in the terrible 2015 Fantastic Four reboot, and now he's being redeemed in comic book movie lore by Marvel, now in Black Panther. Black Panther is the latest installment in the ever-expanding Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is the 18th film that Marvel has produced to date, which is insane. And if you can't already tell by my t-shirt and all of the toys on my shelf right here and some of the posters on my wall, I am a humongous Marvel fan. They have just been hitting home runs with their movies for pretty much a decade now. So of course, I was extremely excited for Black Panther because I love Marvel, but I also love the talent involved with this movie. Ryan Coogler is a really good up-and-coming director. I love Chadwick Boseman as an actor, and the rest of this cast is magnificent. But like every superhero movie, I'm always a bit hesitant going in because these comic books are so outlandish. I'm just not sure how it's going to translate from the comic book panels to the big screen. But I'm happy to report that Black Panther is yet another home run for Marvel, maybe even a grand slam. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has been known for its colorful and awesome looking worlds, but Wakanda might be its best yet. I absolutely adore the clashing of aesthetic styles with this world. On one hand, you have the very traditional and awesome looking kind of tribal African style, and then you have this futuristic spaceship kind of style. Those two things don't normally go hand in hand, but they work so well together, giving this movie such a unique feel. And when you start to think about it, I've never seen anything like this in my entire life, not even a comic book movie, a sci-fi movie, fantasy, or anything. This is such an interesting world, and I love the world that they created. There is some amazing world building in this film. And all of that is powered through by Ryan Coogler's fantastic direction and the incredible cast he has at his disposal. Chadwick Boseman is born to play King T'Challa, aka Black Panther. He is so good in this role. The supporting cast of this movie is also just way too big to even name every single person. I mean, you have Lupita Nyong'o, Daniel Kaluuya, Winston Duke, Forrest Whitaker, Angela Bassett, Andy Serkis, Martin Freeman, even more. I mean, this cast is amazing, and I loved all of these characters. But clearly the standout character from this movie here is Michael B. Jordan as Eric Killmonger. Now, Marvel hasn't exactly been known for having great villains in the past. This movie is a huge exception to that norm. Killmonger is not only one of the best Marvel villains to date, just one of the best movie villains I have seen in quite some time. This is a character that is perfectly written and perfectly portrayed by Michael B. Jordan. He's such a good villain because at some points throughout the movie, you find yourself siding with him. You're like, oh my gosh, this guy's right. This guy is making some legitimate points, but he just goes about doing things in a more evil way. And I think that makes for a fantastic, extremely interesting villain that's one of the best I've seen in movies in years. Another thing Marvel movies have not exactly been well known for is their music. Some of the music is kind of just background noise that just fits in and isn't super exciting. This movie is not at all. There's some fantastic work with drums in this movie that I loved. Also, Killmonger has an awesome theme, and Kendrick Lamar's soundtrack for this movie is awesome. I was jamming out to it the entire film, and I've been listening to it ever since. It's super cool. So already we've had a great villain, we've had great music, so it's actually checked off some of the things that Marvel traditionally doesn't do very well. But let's talk about the things Marvel does do very well, like action and effects and an awesome hero. Yeah, this movie has all of that. The action scenes are fantastic. There's some really good camera work. This movie just looks beautiful. There's one scene in this movie that features like a 2-minute long take that I thought was brilliant. I already mentioned how cool this world looks, but I need to give some props to the costume designers and the people who designed the spaceships and the buildings and the landscapes for this movie. Everything is beautiful. It's just striking to your eyes. It looks incredible. And ultimately, all of this just builds up to an emotionally rich and powerful film that has a really good message. But the message is not heavy-handed. I thought it might get a bit heavy-handed and preachy at times, but it doesn't. It's handled perfectly in this movie, which was an amazing sight to behold. Now, not every movie is perfect, and I have some small nitpicky flaws with Black Panther. For the most part, I think the CGI in this movie is really good. There's a couple of moments though where things like the ships look a bit cartoonish, and one of the action scenes in this movie felt very green screen heavy to me, which was a bit disappointing. And finally, this movie introduces us to Wakanda, to a whole new section of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is awesome. But with introducing such a big world, they have to have a lot of scenes just explaining how things go about in Wakanda, which leads to a lot of dialogue, especially early on in this movie, being very exposition heavy, which got a little bit annoying to watch. But beyond that, I loved Black Panther. This is yet another great installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I can't wait to see more from Wakanda, from T'Challa. Ryan Coogler did a magnificent job with this film. That is why I'm going to give Black Panther a 9 out of 10. Have you seen Black Panther? Please tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. This has been Lee Parham from What Do You Know? Signing off.